Did you have a childhood hero? If so, you likely aspired to be just like them. Nowadays, your kids may see their favorite athlete or influencers using pre-workout supplements. Whether that's on social media or in stories, it's to enhance their performance in the gym and on the field. Erica Dawkins, a dietitian intern with OSF Healthcare, joins me for some tips for all parents and kids out there. Good morning.
Good morning.
So happy to have you here. And I know this is such a popular trend right now, whether it's from Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
I see a lot of it, and I think I see even younger people starting to get more involved in, different supplements for working out. So we just want to get some clarification. So first, what are pre-workout supplements?
So pre-workout supplements are basically just a general brand of supplements that are just a combination of different supplements. So a lot of times we'll see some caffeine for energy intake. We might see some creatine, or a lot of times we see some beta-alanine or branched chain amino acids that are just to help improve recovery time and reduce fatigue. So we do see a lot of people kind of going out and buying these supplements to see if they can enhance their performance, whether that is just increasing their time on the field that they're able to go without feeling exhausted, or improve their recovery time and get back to it a lot faster.
Wow. So I know you said recovery time and just looking to have a more energized experience, whether it's in the gym for fun or athletes. Where do you think some of this pressure is coming from?
Yeah, I think that a lot of it comes from seeing your favorite collegiate athletes or professional athletes out playing their games on TV. We see a lot of media coverage, and we also see some social media coverage as well with influencers, like you mentioned earlier. So we see people have a lot more access now. We see it on TikTok, we see it on Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. So we see a lot of influencers and professional athletes who go and sometimes endorse using supplements. And sometimes it can cause our younger people, some high school athletes even, to consider that this is what they need to go forward and really excel in their sport.
Wow. So what are some of the more common supplements being used right now?
So right now, a lot of times we see just a generic pre-workout supplement, and there are a lot of brands that have those as well. So each has their own version of it. And we see a lot of times it's just a big combination of a bunch of different supplements. So kind of like I mentioned earlier, we see a lot of add-ins to help increase energy. So we see a high caffeine intake to help increase energy to feel like you can go on for a longer amount of time. We also see a lot of things that are added in to help improve blood flow to your muscles. So some common ones are nitrates. And then another thing we see a lot of times are that beta-alanine or branched chain amino acids that kind of help to reduce fatigue and help you get back a little bit faster. So it's just a big combination of a bunch of those different things.
Wow, I didn't even know that it was possible to get some that help you recover.
Yes.
So what are the risks associated with taking things like that?
Well, when you're taking something like that, that's just a big combination of a bunch of different supplements or add-ins. A lot of times these aren't really very well regulated. So our FDA, our Food and Drug Administration, they don't really have good control over these because it's not required. So a lot of times there really isn't any regulation going into place until there have been some adverse events already reported. So that can be really harmful. We're also taking such a high dose of stimulants and supplements that those can also interfere with any medications that you're taking or any different conditions that you might have or might not even be aware of. So a lot of times we'll see an increased heart rate, heartburn, and sometimes we can throw your heart into an abnormal rhythm. So we definitely want to be very careful around any type of medical conditions.
That sounds extremely serious. And
yes, it
seems
can
like
get
something.
very serious.
Yes, and I don't know if people know that until maybe something happens, to a teammate or a colleague, which can be really scary.
It can be very scary. Yeah, a lot of times we see those things reported where you have a high heart rate or a cardiac event, and then they relate it back to those things. And that just goes to show that right now we don't have a lot of research behind these supplements that are going on the shelves. And so we definitely want to be aware of it and be very careful before we consume it.
Is there a specific age group that you think it's okay to maybe look into additional supplements for your lifestyle?
Well, I think additional supplements in general can be applied earlier in life, so those high school age, but I would stick to more very well researched things such as supplemental vitamin D. You know, that could really enhance your recovery and performance as well. And stick to doing those pre-workout supplements later on in life because they're generally made for people who are 18 to 21, more on the adult side of things. And I would still recommend that you speak with a doctor beforehand and keep in close contact during taking them.
Wow, this is a really informative and awesome segment. Hopefully, young athletes out there or, you know, just youngins that like to stay in the gym, there's a way to do so safely. So I know parents would be very happy with all the information that you shared. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.